If we expect to enjoy the rural landscapes and natural areas of central North Carolina in the future, we must act now to preserve them. The appetite for land seems insatiable. Hundreds of acres of agricultural lands, natural areas, and open spaces, historic sites, and timberland that have defined central North Carolina since time immemorial vanish each day. Operating in a 10-county region for the last 20 years, the LandTrust for Central North Carolina believes that we must leave a legacy for future generations by quietly saving the most important natural and cultural treasures throughout the southern Piedmont, from fertile, scenic farmland to important natural areas to historic landmarks. We wanted you to begin to know the special people who have contributed to our mission. A broad cross-section of citizens like you and me have volunteered to tell you their stories of the essential nature of our region and how the LandTrust for Central North Carolina is working hard to protect the region's most special places.
We are
Ron Bryant
and Nancy Bryant at Three Eagle Sanctuary in the Fork, south of Norwood, North Carolina.
It's important to me that this land, Three Eagle Sanctuary, is protected in perpetuity because the beauty of the land will always be as we see it today.
or
Behind
better.
us, or better, behind us, around us, that people who come after us, whether it's grandchildren or others, will be able to enjoy the wildlife, the plant life, the air, the water, just the smell of the earth as we do today. And that's very, very satisfying.
When Ron and I came to Three Eagle Sanctuary out here, we came from the Catawba Lands Conservancy, where we had lots of experience and practice and understanding of what it means, what a land trust means, what a conservancy means to the people of North Carolina and beyond. And we just so appreciate the work of the Land Trust for Central North Carolina.
Hello, I'm Peter Harston, and welcome to Cooley Plantation. We were the first land trust easement for the Land Trust for Central North Carolina. The gentleman over here, if you will see, is my great-grandfather. He is the gentleman who built this house for his first wife, Columbia Stewart. Starting in 1853, they finished in 1855. His great-grandfather bought the farm in 1817, which will let you know a little bit of why I was so interested in preserving and protecting this piece of property with an easement on it. It's a way of protecting a lifestyle, the quality of life that we have in our part of the world that is unmatched anywhere. And I've traveled to many places, and there are beautiful places in this world, but there's no place that has that gentle, wonderful quality of life that Piedmont, North Carolina has. And I think the Land Trust is very important in protecting that.
My name is Margot Fesperman, and I am a descendant of Henry James Fesperman, the son of Henry Jarvis Fesperman, from whom we all inherited this land. My naivete on how this process was going to take place is just unbelievable. I simply thought I would go to the Land Trust, tell them I would like to give them this land, maybe a little bit of deed work, letter of agreement, and we'd be done. Not so. Over the course of 6 months, there were meetings, walkovers of the land, photos, an updated survey, an appraisal for before and after values, filings with the North Carolina and federal tax departments, a presentation to the Land Trust Board. Did they even want my land? Then we had to compose a deed of conservation easement to ensure that the land was properly cared for. For the Land Trust, I think. They held me by my hand, so it was quite easy for me. And they put forth enormous effort to assist with all of the paperwork, the legalities. At the end of the closing, Crystal presented me with a sign that said my land was in the Conservancy.
I'm Cindy Smith-Bernhardt, and I grew up here in Spencer. And now there's this wonderful nature trail. It will be forever preserved. And there's this wonderful trail, a trail that is an outdoor education classroom for young and old alike. Our hope is that we will be able to take children on field trips to Spencer Woods. You can teach them so many things about life cycles and plant life and animal life, the birds that live there, the wildlife, the squirrels and that sort of thing, reptiles. It's just, the difference is everyone can actually go on it now and enjoy it and walk through it and see the beauty of it.
Of this area is the Uwharrie National Forest. What looks like a fairly large public accessible forested area on maps is in fact a much loved, heavily used but very fragmented area of land owned by various federal and state governmental agencies. Joe Moffett and various Boy Scout troops were the visionaries for the 50-mile-long passive recreational trail located in the Uwharrie Forest. Over the years, as Joe and his scouts aged, the trail, put together with handshakes and trust in Joe Moffett's word, began to become disconnected. Volunteers such as David Kraft and David Shockley and Crystal Cockman of the Land Trust began to organize workdays to reconnect the trail and reblaze routes.
The reason we started it, we had several people from here, even adults, go up in the mountains on that main trail, and they'd get lost, and they'd take their scout troops up there and just about invariably get somebody lost. Well, I was running a scout troop, and me and Buck O'Brien, W.C. O'Brien, he was with American Legion. He was the chaplain of the American Legion, and I was a member of it, and we got talking about it, and he said, "Joe, don't you know enough places around here we can get a 50-miler off without going to the mountains?" Well, that got me started thinking. I said, "Yeah, I believe I can." So I went over here to Shepherd's Mountain. I was going to start it over there. And I was thinking about running it north. Well, I run into all kinds of stops there, and then I turned around and said, well, I'll go down through the Uwharries. Well, I run up 64 and 49. I had to cross them to get there. I couldn't make it because there's too many little lots I had to get permission off of. Just couldn't do it, so I moved down to the airport and started there. That worked.
when you do your best, the best comes back. I mean, that's it. Now I'm your best now. I don't no more to say.
Well, I agree with you.
Life is not all that complex if you got an attitude to do right. You know, if you got an ulterior motive, that's different. Ulterior motive is different from being genuine and down to earth and truthful. Looking for the straight eye and be truthful. And you can see through a person, I mean, who believes the other way. Yes, sir.
These are great words to live by.